Stop scrolling. If you are a man over 50 and you have ever walked away from a conversation with a woman thinking, was she interested or just being friendly? This is the most important thing you will read today. Not because it teaches you tricks, because it finally tells you the truth. The moment most men miss forever. Picture this. You are having a genuinely good conversation with a woman. There is warmth, there is laughter. She is engaged, leaning in, smiling more than the situation requires. Then she asks you something simple, something so ordinary you almost brush it off. And just like that, the moment passes, the door closes, and you never even knew it was open. This happens to thousands of men every single day. Not because they are unattractive, not because they are too old, but because nobody ever taught them what genuine interest actually looks like. That ends today. Why mature men actually have the advantage, if they know this? Here is something the dating advice industry will never tell you because it does not sell courses. Men over 50 are often more attractive than they have ever been, not despite their age, because of it. Lived experience, emotional steadiness, knowing who you are, not needing to prove anything to anyone. These qualities are deeply compelling to women of all ages. The problem is not your age. The problem is that most mature men are still waiting for signals that look like signals from 30 years ago. Direct, obvious, unmistakable. But human connection does not work that way. It never really did. How genuine interest actually shows up. When someone is drawn to you romantically, something shifts in how they communicate. The conversation stops being casual and starts becoming curious. Questions stop being small talk and start touching things that actually matter: your life, your values, your world. Two questions appear more than any others. And if you know what they actually mean, everything changes. The first question: do you spend much time alone? Read that again. Sounds simple, right? Almost too simple. But ask yourself, why would someone ask you that unless they were already imagining themselves somewhere in your life? This question is not about your schedule. It is not curiosity about loneliness. It is someone quietly testing whether your world has room in it, whether you are open or emotionally closed off, whether getting closer to you is even possible. She is not asking for your calendar. She is asking for your energy. The wrong response, a literal answer that goes nowhere. The right response, something that shows you are grounded, open, and not desperate for company, but genuinely welcoming of the right person. Try something like, I value my own space, but I always have room for someone worth making room for. Not rehearsed, not performative, just honest and warm and clear. Watch what happens when you respond that way. The second question, what are you looking for? These days, this one stops men cold. Most stumble, most deflect. Most say something vague like just taking it day by day and wonder why the energy suddenly drops. Here is the truth. This question takes courage to ask. She is not making small talk. She is opening a door. She is saying, I want to know if there is space for something real between us. A vague answer communicates one thing: drift. And people do not build connections with men who are drifting. A clear, honest answer communicates something completely different: direction, stability, emotional aliveness. You do not need a perfect answer. You need a real one. Something like, honestly, I am at a point in life where I want connection that actually means something. No performance, no pressure, just something genuine. That answer does not just respond to her question. It answers the question she was actually asking. The three things that make mature men magnetic: forget techniques, forget scripts, forget trying to decode hidden signals. The men who build the deepest connections after 50 all share three qualities, and every single one of them is completely within your control. 1. Real presence. Not just physically being there, actually being there, fully in the conversation, not distracted, not performing, not waiting for your turn to speak. Genuine attention is so rare today that when someone feels it, they remember it forever. This is your most powerful tool, and it costs nothing. 2. Emotional clarity. Knowing what you want and being able to say it calmly, confidently, without desperation or apology. This is not arrogance. This is maturity. And maturity, in a world full of confusion and noise, is extraordinarily attractive. 3. Warmth without neediness. Open, receptive, genuinely interested in the person in front of you, but grounded, secure, not chasing validation or performing for approval. This combination, warmth plus groundedness, is what most people spend their entire lives looking for in a partner. What to actually pay attention to. Here is the practical truth. Stop hunting for secret signals. Start noticing the overall quality of how someone interacts with you. Does the conversation flow naturally and neither of you wants it to end? Does she remember small details from things you said before? Does she find small reasons to continue the interaction? These patterns reveal genuine interest far more reliably than any single question or gesture. The shift that changes everything. The men who find the most meaningful connection after 50 are not the ones who learned the right lines. They are the ones who finally got comfortable being exactly who they are: present, clear, warm, purposeful, not perfect, not performing, just real. And here is the thing about being real: it is the one thing that never stops being attractive at any age. One last thing. If this shifted something for you, even slightly, share it with a man in your life who needs to hear it. Not because of metrics or engagement, because good information passed between people who care about each other is how things actually change. You already have everything you need, you just needed someone to remind you. Which part of this hit closest to home? Drop it in the comments. Your perspective might be exactly what someone else needs to read today.